We're training strength and escape from Tarkov. The only two things you can do that really matter are throw grenades and use your melee weapon. And since throwing is for girls, it's time to get medieval with a machete. The AI in Tarkov can be a little bit fickle. Sometimes it can be Spetsnaz level badass, and other times it'll pretty much run at you and let you melee it to death. If you're good or slick, you can sometimes even sneak up behind them, which is rare but not impossible, as demonstrated right here. So while trying to grind my melee skill, you can tell that I'm hoping for a lot of runs like these, but in truth, what you're going to experience for the most part is a lot more like this. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Throw in some classic teleportation, or just some unbelievably resistant and armored opponents when you least need it. And you're like, okay, well he had armor, so whatever. But what about a leather face mask that absorbs more hits than most chest pieces? You're like, okay, well that was extreme, but maybe it was just a fluke, right? This guy gives so little fuck about me or his own safety that he doesn't even shoot me first, he just gives me the finger. These guys are insane. All that aside, though, it's just an easy breezy cakewalk, and you just gotta use your melee weapon to take guys down. I even tried the shovel at some point. I went back to the machete because it didn't prove any better for me, but, you know, it's fun. It's fun that you can do that. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, don't you run into a lot of armored players? Doesn't that make that difficult? No, not at all. They're super easy. Watch how easily I dispatch these players, no problem.
So, what do we have here?
And so after fighting long and hard, you find yourself in the Batman position, overlooking two pieces of prey, viable for you to dive down and kill them easily. And all of your efforts have not been in vain. Just kidding, you fucking broke your legs and got shot like a dumb bitch. But we don't abandon the dream. We don't betray the blade. We keep killing, even if it's snowing out, Panther, even if you're interrupting me. You just continue to train the blade, honing your skills, constantly killing and farming the pleb meat that is scavs, until eventually a player, unbeknownst to even them, wanders into your territory, into the warrior's realm, where even a weapon such as a pistol will not be able to save him from your wrath. Even his desperate needs to prove himself a small arm-wielding champion will not prepare him for the onslaught of your in-game shit talk.
This your warfare? You should try better!
How can you get mad at anybody with balls this big? I mean, I guess you just hit them with something. I guess if you're mad enough, you hit them with the knife. But like literally, like what a shot! Like this is my thumbnail. I don't know. Like I didn't know this until I took it now. But having the knife come down on him like this is genius. You have already seen this. This has already been the thumbnail backdrop. But for me, I just discovered this, and it's comedy genius. This is the kind of thumbnail that might make people actually accidentally click on my video thinking it's much better than it really is. Thus the time had finally come. I had reached the strength cap that I had looked for. And all I needed to do now was melee one more person. It became incredibly easy to not fault either of the two guys that pincered me and shot me to pieces there, because I had finally achieved what I wanted to achieve. And with the day behind me and 24 hours advanced, and having taken my generator to level 3, I can now sit back and take into account the—
Holy shit, 36 hours? What in the 36 hours? Oh my.
Well, hey, on the plus side, at least I get to keep my base when there's a character reset, right? When there's a server wipe.
What?
Oh, well, that's just